Hi there and welcome to Leading Your Best Life, and today we're going to talk about money, about growing backbone and making sure you're making money. It really is a super important podcast if you're serious about making money in business so that you're not working for nothing or even losing money. So important. Here we go. Welcome back. This came about in my meditation this morning when I was reminded of the interview I did with Mark Jackson, the business veteran, and he talked about growing a backbone when you're running a business so that you are not working for nothing. So I want you to have a listen to this small piece of the podcast because I've since taken his advice and grown a backbone and did the financial model. So I'm going to offer you this financial model so that you can get access to it and maybe change it if you want to for yourself, but to know what you should be charging and what you should be walking away from. So here, have a listen to this podcast and then we'll come back and you'll hear more, the 5 powerful reasons to grow a backbone, to know your cost, charge what you're worth, and stop discounting. Here we go. Listen to this. Mark Jackson. Business coaching. Now, what would you say are 2 or 3 common patterns that hold a business back or hold a business person back from realizing their full potential? What do you see as some of the major kind of handbrakes or limitations that keep popping up?
How long do we have?
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Okay. Number one, the vast majority of businesses are not charging enough.
Nice.
Underpricing. Right? Because why? Because what they do is they hang up their shingle and they go, okay, so look around. What's Joe, charging? What's Mary charging? They're charging, I don't know, $90 an hour. Great. I'll charge $90 an hour. Okay. Here's the problem. Joe and Mary haven't done their numbers. They don't know what their costs are because guess what Joe and Mary did when they set up?
Looked up at
Bill and Ben,
Don
right?
And Jill, Bill and Bob, the flower pot men, yeah.
Exactly, right? So they're undercharging. So everybody's undercharging. And people think that customers may make the decision on price. Now, in the absence of anything else, they do. So you've got to be pretty much in every industry, premium pricing, premium offering, and a premium price. Don't worry about what the competition are doing. I mean, you're going to be slightly competitive, but people will pay if they see value. You need to fixate on what value, and this value can be not just the job you do, but the customer service wrapper you put around it is as important as the job you do. And that's not intuitive to most business owners. So that they haven't Now, how do you break them out of that? What I generally do is I build them a little financial model. Okay, well, mate, you need to earn $3,000 a day to keep your doors open. So now you know today whether you made a profit or not. Now, if you're not making a profit, nothing motivates them like that. Because when they can believe that, well, we'll do this for a year or 2 and see how it goes, then they'll just truck along and eventually come back from the accountant. Remember, your accountant does your tax return about 9 months after the end of the financial year. So how old is that information, right? It's ancient, right? With a good financial model, you can work out today, did I make money today or didn't I? And if you didn't, what are we going to change?
Nice.
Right? Try again tomorrow. But now how much faster are we now pivoting, iterating the business, making changes, making improvements, right?
Beautiful.
Businesses.
Accountability. That's what I say. The word account, the word count is in there, holding you to account, holding you accountable, but you actually have to count. And what you're saying is when you get your tax return money, that's hardly accounting because it's accounting, of course, but it's 18 months old by that stage versus...
It's ancient history.
What if you've had a heart attack 18 months ago and you've been struggling along with a weak heart for the next 18 months wondering why life is so hard versus... let's do an ECG today.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's fix it, right? Yeah. But and I learned this, right? I remember my dad, bless him, he did my books for years.
Right? What a guy. Look, I'm going back to your dad came way back, wherever it was, back here when Dad had done a number of things for you. I can't remember what it was when you mentioned Dad going the dollar for dollar thing, but even in the early part of this year, you mentioned the role.
Absolutely. Yeah, he retired.
And Dad as really a finance coach or even a life coach at that point. So congratulations to your dad.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he'd come in and he'd do the books for me, and then he came over to my desk and he said, "You're losing money," and wandered off home. I went, "Oh, really? I'm doing my IT stuff. Do I have to worry about money?" All right. So I built one of these little business models, one of these little profit models, my first one. And I went, holy. And so he's doing my books. And so I did my profit model. I worked out that I wasn't charging enough. Now, the mind shift that happens when you do that, right? When you talk to a customer, you say, I need to charge you more. The customer puts on an act. It's all a game. Right? Now, if I didn't know my costs, I'd go, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, I'll give you a discount. Right? But when you know your costs, you sit there and you go, right? It's a complete, you develop a backbone.
Yes, you develop a backbone. I like it.
Because you know your costs. So no one can bully you out of a bit of extra margin because you know your costs. When you don't know your costs, you can give away. If your business is making 10% profit, what does a 10% discount do? It's
gone.
a 100% removal of your profits.
Yeah.
Right? Those last few dollars are everything.
Yes.
Right? So what do they say? Revenue is vanity. Cash is sanity. Profit is reality. And discounting is profanity.
Oh, mate, that's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt or even a tattoo. My God.
Got a little bit wrong. Okay, so revenue vanity. Profit is sanity. Cash is reality. Discounting is profanity.
So there you go. Do you have that profit model? Do you have that financial model to know what is your time worth? Now, I've just put a simple spreadsheet together. How many weeks a year you want to work? Is it 45, 50, 60, 30? How much do you want to bank each year from your business, as an income? And then you just divide, of course, the annual income into the weeks. Therefore, what does that mean income per week? How many days of the week are you going to work? Therefore, what does that mean your daily rate should be? How many hours a day you're going to work? Therefore, what's your hourly rate, your hourly charge out rate? Now, that doesn't then bring into account cost of running the business, internet, phones, marketing, other people, etc., etc. And of course, if you've got others on your team, then you can have them being billed out. But again, you can then work out what is the hourly rate, the minimum hourly rate you want your people billed out at, so that you bring back that income you want to bring back. Now, by the time of me doing this, I've gone, wow, if that's what I'm doing, it really makes it clear what's the number on an hourly basis, then on a daily basis I need to be bringing in to hit my target number. It's reverse engineering your income, reverse engineering your lifestyle. But I bet there are 80 to 90% of business people out there, plumbers, electricians, IT people, consultants, coaches, who have not done this exercise. So if you want to get my spreadsheet, you want to get my financial model, text me, email me, give me a call, 0412 945 402, and I'll send it to you, because this is about financial empowerment. And you might say, Lee, this is so basic. I did this years ago. Well, hallelujah and congratulations to you. In the meantime, I then said to GPT Chat, hey, listen, so what are 5 powerful reasons you should know your cost to charge what you're worth and stop discounting? And here it is here. 1, profit protection. Know if you're winning or losing. If you don't know your true cost and minimum charge out rate, you're flying blind. Every deal could unknowingly be losing you money, which is exactly what Mark said. Knowing your margins means you can confidently say yes to profit and no to loss-making work. Yes, you want to be saying yes to profit and no to loss-making work, which is the old story. If you don't measure it, you can't manage it. So you need to be able to measure what is that profit margin. Are you above the line or below the line? Why would you do it if you're going to lose money on it? You may as well be down the beach. Again, I've done that in the past where I've gone and done work and not made money. And someone once said to me, mate, you may as well not have done that and stayed on the beach and played cricket with your kids, which you're absolutely right. 2, strategic pricing. Charge what you're worth. Say it again. Charge what you're worth. That's almost a t-shirt in itself. Understanding your cost structure helps you price intentionally, not emotionally. Oh, this would be a good job, or this would be fun, or at least I've got some work. This allows you to move from being a price taker to a value maker. You stop undercharging and start positioning your offer with confidence and credibility. As it says, the saying, cheap pricing often signals cheap value. You don't want to be known as that. As Mark said, you want to be a premium price, not a discount price. 3, discounting destroys profit fast. A 10% discount might seem small, but as Mark said, it can wipe out 50% or even 100% of your profit margin. So unless you dramatically increase your sales volume, which often doesn't happen, which means then you're working harder, you're simply working harder for less. So that again, you're simply working harder for less, so don't do it. Know your break-even point and protect your profits. Here's the saying, discounting is a silent profit killer. Don't do it. Discounting is a silent profit killer. I'm saying this to myself as well. 4, smarter deal decisions. Say no when you must. Say no when you must. When you know your costs and your minimum charge out rate, you can walk away from bad deals with confidence. Some clients or jobs cost more than they bring in. Oh yeah. And it's not just in time, it's emotional, energy, stress, and often the poor payers or the low-cost payers or the penny pinchers are in fact the worst clients. As one of my friends said, the 20% of clients that bring in 80% of my profits are not the 20% of clients that give me 80% of my problems. Invariably, the 20% of clients that give you 80% of your problems are the penny pinchers, and you go, why? In other words, we call them C-grade clients. In many ways, get rid of them. If you can't turn them into A-grade clients, get rid of them. Some clients or jobs cost more than they bring in. So your pricing clarity, knowing what your price structure is, what your minimum charge out rate is, it gives you the power. We say clarity is power. Clarity leads to power. It gives you the power to make better decisions and avoid draining your resources. The mental, we say the opportunity costs of working with a bad payer or penny pincher or even worse, a job you're losing money on, it's an opportunity cost. Your brain is being taken up, your mental landscape is being taken up with a wasted opportunity. It's blocking the potential for other good work. Not all revenue is good revenue. Not all revenue is good revenue. So we've gone here. 1, profit protection, know if you're winning and losing, point 1. 2, strategic pricing, charge what you're worth. 3, discounting destroys profits fast. 4, smarter deal decisions, know when to say no when you must, because not all revenue is good revenue. And 5, build a sustainable, scalable business. A business built on random pricing and gut feeling discounts is not scalable. Oh yes. But when you have a structured, strategic pricing based on real numbers, you can build a repeatable, profitable, growing business. And this is the foundation for long-term sustainability and business success. Real businesses run on numbers, not guesswork or gut work. So here's the action. Review and calculate your minimum charge out rate. Use my financial model calculator or make up your own. Know your fixed and your variable costs. Stop discounting and start selling value. Train your team to price confidently, and that's again where we come in with the CZ6 Colour Zone system, so they know how to price and present and sell on value, not on price. As they say, people buy on price if you let them, which is exactly what Mark said. People buy on price if you let them. In the absence of establishing value, they'll buy on price. And you have to train your people in how to sell on value, and that's what the Colour Zone system does, the POMVIC system within the Colour Zone system. We've trained people over and over again to do this, and it's fantastic, which means we not only build in sales growth, we improve conversion rate, and we improve average dollar sale, and we improve contribution to profit, contribution to budget. We end up doing bigger numbers with bigger profit margins. Build a business that grows on profit, not panic. Yeah, build a business that grows with profit, not panic. Want help? Give me a call, 0412 today, so we can talk to you about how you implement the CZ6 Sales and Business Growth System, which really is your turnkey path to scalable, profitable business success. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. I'm Lee Farnell.